Hello my fellow pilots and welcome again to another episode of DrHawk's Game Clinic, episode number 4. DrHawk's Game Clinic is a fan-based show talking about the weekly events in any game such as Star Citizen, Destiny, or anything else that might catch my interest. So tune in as we go over some of this week's highlights for both Star Citizen and Destiny. While Star Citizen this week didn't have too much to go over, instead of quantity, we got quality. The biggest thing of this week is both the release of the concept sale for the Reclaimer, as well as another stretch goal being reached that we finally hit $54 million in funding. We've also had a few other comlink, interesting little tidbits come out, but this week's episode is going to focus primarily on the Reclaimer and the stretch goal, mostly because this Reclaimer is big in every literal sense of the word. Now hopefully by now you've seen the release of the Aegis Dynamics Reclaimer, which by now, if you haven't, I'm slightly confused as it's one of the biggest ships to be released by RSI since the Constellation. The Aegis Dynamics Reclaimer is the dedicated salvage and reclamation platform. It is the perfect ship for venturing into the verse in search of riches and secrets. Whether you're churning debris fields for raw ore or searching for lost artifacts, the Reclaimer is built for utility. The life of a salvager can be tough, but with technology like the Reclaimer behind you, it can be a profitable way to make your living among the stars. Aegis has built the perfect ship for those that want to write their own Star Citizen story. Equipped with a massive multi-tool arm, the Reclaimer can grab spaceborne salvage and then carry it aboard for processing. In addition to a large cargo hold, the hull is also packed with reclamation equipment capable of processing and storing up to a constellation worth in salvage. The Reclaimer's turrets are also multi-use hardpoints, which can then be mounted with defensive guns, missile batteries, additional tractor beams, floodlights, scanners, or other salvage-specific options. The ship also carries an array of Surveyor-class drones for seeking out valuable items in the distant depths of space. Additionally, it includes a manned cutter which may be deployed for EVA recovery operations. We intend the game's salvage mechanic to include a search and recovery function, in which players exit their spacecraft in suits and maneuvering units to explore wreckage. Pocket spacecraft like the cutter will carry tools and supplies and transport recovered artifacts back aboard the ship. So for those of you that have been worried that Star Citizen will feature only you flying among the stars and shooting things or just racing, rest assured this looks like it would be a ship for you. The Aegis Reclaimer is one of the Star Citizen's first, potentially non-combatant ships, dedicated purely to exploration and salvage. Now, I'm not sure if it would have any component for mining. They did mention the sifting for minerals part in there, but I'm pretty sure with the proper mods and aftermarket pieces in-game, it could be configured as a multi-role mining, salvage, exploration ship as well. Until we get a dedicated miner ship for you miners out there, this might be the best option you have at the moment. For those of you interested in the stats, however, this thing is massive. The length is coming in at 158 meters, just shy of 160 meters. With its beam being 95 meters and height at 50 meters. This adds up to a massive weight of 600,000 kilograms. Although with all the size, you're then allowed to be carrying 2,500 standard cargo units, but its salvage capacity is capped at 20,000 standard cargo units. So you're going to be busy here. If you plan to go strip a constellation like it says, I'm pretty sure this thing is quite capable of doing it. It'll comfortably house a max crew of 5 people, with its power plant being a 2 times size 6, although we don't know what kind of power plant it uses yet, it just says coming soon. Max engine being the primary thruster is a 6 times TR5, again factory engine is coming soon, with it using 8 TR3 maneuvering thrusters, those of them being Aegis Winnowings. The max shield is just 6. I'm assuming that's tier, and at this point we don't know what it'll be using, likely not a Gorgon Defender All-Stop, as well as we have its Class 4, 5, and Class 9 points, with the Class 4 being 2 size 5 side turrets can accept Class 1 and 3 mounts, the Class 5 can accept a size 5 topside turret, and the Class 9 can accept 4 times point defense weapons. So, any pirates that decide to attack you guys are going to have a bad day. Like any good sales pitch, of course, the Aegis not only comes with what's listed on the page, it of course has more. Additional equipment includes a reinforced cargo bay, unmanned surveyor probes, a set of front floodlights, and advanced density scanners. It is also jump capable thanks to its standard TARS Marauder jump engine. The cargo disclaimer does, however, note that the Reclaimer is a big ship. Much of the internal volume is taken up with salvage machinery and storage for scrap metal. Nevertheless, it does not have a large cargo hold which can be used for standard freight. We are currently in the process of taking proper in-game measurements and existing cargo numbers for older ships that are likely to shift. Expect to see the cargo capacity of several ships increase as we move from paper design to finding out what actually fits aboard the 3D models. The intent is for the Banu Merchantman, Hull C, and Starfarer to have more pure cargo space than the Reclaimer, so rest assured your other ships that you plan to use will get bigger, followed by the Caterpillar and then the Freelancer Max. So a nice little disclaimer for those of you who have been worrying that suddenly you need to have a Reclaimer to carry all your cargo, but being in mind that this is a dedicated salvage ship and they just said that's what it's for, I'm pretty sure that the pure cargo that they speak of that this ship can carry is mostly cargo that would be relating to the operations that you're doing in space, be it salvage, mining, or artifact hunting. You can check out the technical specifications in more detail if you so wish on the comic page. There should be a link in the description below for those of you that want to take a look at this massive ship by yourself. Be sure to check out the Holoviewer. It should be on display right now. I can't get a live video of me looking at it for some reason. OBS didn't want to capture it. But getting to look at this ship is quite fun. For those of you who are interested in shipboarding, I don't know what the interior will look like, but be it if you have to fight aboard one of these ships in the FPS module, that could be kind of fun. There even could be some potential hazards with their hot metal smelting or machinery around that you have to duck around and make sure you don't smack your head on or get impaled by some sort of laser drill. But check out the Aegis Reclaimer. For those of you interested in getting one of these, unfortunately they are fairly pricey. They are going to set you back $350 US, but they do come with lifetime insurance. This is part of RSI's new little plan to, it's the concept sale plan. I actually talked about this with a little bit with Nikki D'Angelo on Star Citizen Informer, where during an initial release of a new ship, such as now with the Aegis Reclaimer, you'll have a short amount of time to actually back that ship and get your LTI. So for those of you guys who have really wanted LTI, this is your chance to get it. If you have to melt a ship, maybe do so, but rest assured your ship will have LTI, it'll be safe, it'll be sound, because come when the normal sale comes, I believe it'll only either come with the 6-month standard insurance that comes with most ships, or you'll have to purchase it yourself. And being that this is a fairly expensive ship and you don't want it to you might want to pick it up now. So you have till October 6th to pick up your very own Aegis Reclaimer. Be sure to do so before October 6th and you too will be a happy salvager. The other major point of interest this week for Star Citizen is that once again we've passed another $1 million milestone. This week we've passed $54 million in crowdfunding. Chris sent up another letter for the chairman. With the $54 million, we've actually unlocked the Ballistic Gatling Preacher Armament Inquisition 22. And thank you to you citizens who corrected me on my Roman numerals. The Preacher's Inquisition 22 is the weapon to turn to when you want complete target saturation. It is a dual ammo feed that allows you to hot swap ammo without exiting your ship, giving every owner the ultimate flexibility to pick the ammo based on the situation. This was the Gatling gun I believe I told you guys to vote for, so it's kind of nice to see the Gatling gun, my apologies, get voted for, as right now we only have one option in Arena Commander to play around with Gatling guns, and that is with the stock Mantis Gatling guns that come with the Hornet. The next stretch goal that was released, or at least the one we have, is the more detailed AI activities. We will add 10 distinct types of AI behavior on the planet-side environments. At 54 million, this includes bartender, doctor, entertainer, nurse, sanitation worker, security guard, shopper, tourist, vagrant, and vandal. Future AI roles will be added with future stretch goals. Each additional class of character will be fully expressive and have a role to play in Star Citizen's planet-side interaction and the game's greater economy. So once we reach that, you can guarantee that the NPCs are not just going to be standing around doing nothing for the years to come when Star Citizen is released. You can go and vote for additional stretch goal weapons and gear that will be released further, just like last week, except they've added 3 more new things. The first one is an engine from Dragon Stellar STC Silver for the 300 series. The STC Silver from Dragon Stellar Transit Company is a TR4 engine noted for its high thrust output and low electromagnetic emissions. It has been rumored that Dragon Stellar has been using inferior components, but for some pilots, the decreased power and fuel efficiency is worth the extra boost, especially at this price point. The next is the power plant from Broad and Raby, the QuietTech M120 for the Hornet. The largest class in the M-series, QuietTech M120 from Broad and Raby, is a dynamic superfluid quantum vortex power plant system that is capable of handling all your ship's high energy needs with minimum emissions. Big pitch. Ideally constructed for anyone who's not looking to make an interstellar impression while traveling through the system. So it sounds something like a stealth engine for those of you who want to be sneaky. In fact, this might even be a good engine for your Hornet F7C Ghost. And lastly is a jump drive from Taurus, the Leaper jump drive for the Aurora. The first step to a universe beyond, the Leaper jump drive engine from Taurus connects you to your onboard nav drive to allow your ship to access jump points. The Leaper also includes an introductory scanning software package to try your hand at discovering the undiscovered. Personally, as an explorer now, I am just going to scroll down and click on the jump drive, even if it isn't for my 350R, because you can never have too much exploration. Paired with maybe a reclaimer, this little Aurora could be helping out that reclaimer find untold riches. So be sure to check out the comlink from Chris and the letter from the chairman. It's nice to see us reaching another stretch goal, and welcome to all you Star Citizens who are new to the family. Welcome. Hope you have a good time, and we look forward to seeing your posts both in the forums and on the chat. That's all I pretty much wanted to cover on the area of Star Citizen. I wanted to cover the 2 big events that seem to happen this week, which is one being the Reclaimer release and the comlink letter from the chairman from Chris. Those are 2 pretty big events. There's a few other things you guys can check out, but I wanted to get those 2 out of the way. In Destiny news, I wanted to go over just one little thing that some of you might find interesting, since I know some of you play the game alongside with me. Destiny has gotten a pretty big reputation for being a very grindy game, and I can attest to this, unfortunately. There were various exploits and community members coming up with loot caves, which is essentially a bunch of people standing there for a few hours shooting into a black cave hoping to have loot pop out of it. Destiny has a very rigid loot system, being that not only do you roll once for your loot, so it actually dropping from an enemy, you have to roll twice by going back to somebody called the Cryptarch, which you then hand in this engram, which is that chance for your gear to roll once again to check if it's going to be a legendary or blue or something of MMO standards. Commonly, if you got, let's say, a purple, he would turn it into a blue, and various memes cropped up. Bungie's actually stepped in. They've started patching out these farming spots, so for those of you who have been farming rigorously for gear, you won't be able to use your loot caves anymore. In their patch notes, they released a statement saying that they're actually going to try to focus on making the Destiny experience much more enjoyable than shooting into a cave, because that's not how they originally planned you to play the game. In the patch notes, they stated that they're going to get the players to try to do more of the strikes and missions that they have on hand by adding more incentive to do them, such as guaranteed at least drops from them, better reward weights, and nothing that's going to screw the player over. So you can check out the patch notes for Destiny. In the meantime, the game is still, like I view it, fun, and I'm hoping to see them work towards a better future for it. Just a little bit of tidbit from Destiny, and for any of you Star Citizens out there that play it, let me know in the description below. It'd be fun to play or do a raid with some of you guys. And in the meantime, I'll try to get my hand back on Star Citizen and not be so derpy at it anymore. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's pretty much my episode for this week's of DrHawk's Game Clinic, episode number 4. If you guys have enjoyed the show, please do click on the little hawk icon on the lower left hand. Come on, camera. Lower left-hand corner. Subscribe if you're interested in the show, and leave any comments or feedback you so wish to leave in either the forums or the YouTube comment section itself. I want to say a big thank you to you guys. You can follow me on other sites if you're interested. You can find me on Twitter at LGDrHawk, where I occasionally tweet random game stuff. You can also find me on Facebook for those of you who are Facebookers. I think we're now at something like 246 likes, so thank you guys very much for all your support. I try to post my show there too for those of you who maybe are a little busy and can't get onto the RSI forums. And if you're also interested, I haven't twitched in a while, but you can view me on DrHawk at twitchtv.com when I do occasionally or try to stream games. Finally, I want to give a big shout out to my Patreon subscribers. You guys have helped me out a lot. Again, big thanks for the camera. Still working on the lighting and crappy shadow situation that I have going right now, but eventually I plan to solve that. So if you guys want to support DrHawk's Game Clinic, just even $1 a month helps out a lot. It goes a long way, because think about it, it's like a snowball, it adds up, and you can even set a monthly cap if you're worried about overspending. So big thank you to you guys for your support, and I look forward to seeing you guys on the next episode of DrHawk's Game Clinic. You guys take care and fly safe.